love that you set that scene on a church step, and everything
Yeah.
about that scene was, and Dion was amazing in it too. And I mean, it was
It,
just I,
you know,
I,
this is Dion's idea, that scene.
oh, cool. It was wild. It was wild.
It was meant to just be real. Oh yeah, that's kind of true. Somebody would honk a horn or do something. That's just
Right,
it's just
right.
real. That's what would happen.
Yeah.
So then that's so Dion introduced this character, which ended up being this like through line that we tied into Brooklyn's character, and it really worked. But that's Patrick, that's just what happens. And it's not it it's easier to prey on women who are in despair and in this have living within socioeconomic disparities and all those things, much easier. But it happens to all women at all levels. It doesn't matter. That's just what it is. And
Yeah.
we're doing our best to adjust, but we were just trying to keep it real in that scene, and Dion brought
That's
the
great.
real.
Great. He brought the real, that's for sure. That's what Dion Cole does. I'm mesmerized by your academic background, specifically your study of anthropology and archaeology. How was that background advantageous when you turned toward filmmaking and storytelling in your postgraduate work?
Oh, it blends in so seamlessly because with anthropology, although I focused in archaeology, which is the history of man, anthropology is the study of man. You have all these branches. You have cultural, you have linguistic, you have archaeological, you have forensic. But all of it is the study of us humans. And so and part of that, especially in archaeology, is the human story. What we're excavating when we're out are oftentimes leftover stories. But I have been to sites with hieroglyphics, and I love the storytelling. And it's funny that like it I wanted to be a storyteller like these people who were doing their stories on the walls and everything like that. So I wanted to, in a way, contribute to history, because storytelling is history. So anthropology was just seamless, because I love the human story and all the arrangements of it.
So you were in a student leadership position at USC while getting your MFA in TV film production. What kind of atmosphere is at what I would consider the epicenter of film schools and the epicenter of the entertainment production? Is
Yeah.
it frantic at times or just a college like everything else? What's the atmosphere like?
Oh, it's a bit of everything. Frantic, regular college. It just depends. It's your approach. It's how you come into the school. So it's very USC Film School is highly competitive. Everyone knows that. They, in fact, when you first come in, they're doing the welcome, they love to let you know that it's harder to get into USC Film School than Harvard Law School.
I
So
believe it.
like that. So there's always this competitiveness that's like
Yeah.
people looking to the left of them and the right of them, like. But when I was president for 3 years at the school, and I got to speak to all the incoming classes, to me, it's how you approach it, how you see things. So whenever I gave my speeches, it was about look, filmmaking is a team effort. There's no one here competing with you. You are you. There's no one who can tell Patrick's story. I can't tell your story.
Right.
You lived your life. The way you see things is the way Patrick sees things, and it's going to be remarkable when you share it, because I would have never seen it like that, and vice versa. And so when we appreciate all the different varieties and talents that we all have and can bring to the table, we make one fantastic team of storytellers. And that's always been what I like, the energy that I try to bring. We are USC. I don't know where this number came from, but this is what I was told at the school by administration. We make up about 49% of Hollywood.
Wow.
It's huge. The mafia is real. So our behaviors, how we behave coming out of school, is going to directly impact Hollywood. We're the ones funneling into Hollywood. So USC is not perfect
Right.
Everybody is learning and trying to adjust. But one thing that I can say is that efforts have been made to be more inclusive. So change is happening, and I pray that also that culture that at least I was trying to encourage of we can go further together than alone, has maybe still there a little bit since I've left, I hope. But the truth is that Hollywood has this competitive nature to it naturally.
Yeah.
It's
a business too.
Yeah, it's a business. And so I'm just hoping that it's like our generation and the people that are coming behind us make it a point to bring more kindness and consideration into our business, because businesses don't have to be cruel. They don't have to be exclusive.
Finally, you consider yourself an advocate of change through your filmmaking and storytelling. Given the circumstances you present in I'm Fine, what societal change can give Danny even more hope to change her life?
So that's one thing that Angelique and Roma and I talked about. And we know that we can't solve the world's problems through a film. But what we can do is at least bring awareness. And I think the key that we want is empathy. People to just have some empathy, because, look, when this idea came up, I live in Santa Monica, and in Los Angeles, we already have a high homeless population. And when the pandemic hit, I saw there was an increase of people on the streets, and I just saw way more women on the streets, way more women. And so it's like, that could be us. I know that like nobody wants to think that like they could end up like that, but anything could happen. We're in a world pandemic, and it's just like we don't have any answers. We're not social workers, but what we're trying to do is shed light and humanize people that we walk past every single day, people that were probably just in a house yesterday, and you just don't know it, and they become fringe society. And we just want, when the opportunity arises, for you to remember Danny and Wes. And if that's something on a voting card, if that's you just helping someone on the street, if that's taking a friend in who is in that circumstance, and you normally, you don't like people up in your house because you just like your little privacy, let the person sleep on the couch. If it's just that simple, that little thing, or asking someone how are they, and really wanting to know how they are for real and being there for them. I think that if a lot of people who are on the streets right now just had someone to be there for them, they wouldn't be in their car, So I guess if you can be that person, then be that person.
This is Patrick McDonald for HollywoodChicago.com. Copyright 2021.